Well, this is another thought too, just that uh, prescription medicines. You have prescription medicines. In other words, are you going to need medicines if you were, again, you're stuck somewhere? And this could go for even being stuck in someone's house. Say the roads are iced over completely. You have to stay somewhere. You have to stay at a house or a hotel or something. You can't travel around. So you can't get back to where your pills are. And again, I think it's very wise to carry them, at least for a night or two. And then some might say, well, wait a second, I don't have any extra medicine. Well, usually a lot of medicines you can get filled a day or two before they run out. So what you would do is you'd go in while you still have that last, day or the day before, get your prescription filled, and then you take those few pills and put them out. So depending on whether you have 30 or 90-day prescriptions, eventually you could build up enough for 1 or 2 days, depending, of course, on how many pills you take. And I think that's just a good plan, because some pills, like I take a blood pressure one, right? You take it at night. Well, it has some sedating properties also. So your body kind of gets used to the things that you put in it. So sometimes, even though I'm not like talking about withdrawal, I'm just talking about it makes it more difficult to sleep when you haven't put in your body the things that you normally put in it every night. So, why not eliminate that equation, that situation, not equation, situation, by having those medicines with you? Now, that becomes problematic if you actually take something that's on a higher classification of pills, different schedules. Say that you're using some prescription painkiller or just some prescription things that, again, no one normally sees them as any kind of addictive whatever, but you don't want to go off them immediately like that. Like, say, maybe you get 3 days, they say prepare for 3 days being stuck somewhere before you get rescued. And, not having those medicines could affect your mood and a lot of other things in your sleep. So you could talk to your doctor about that, about having a few other ones. And even with them, if you're like most people, you kind of forget once in a while to take your medicine. That doesn't happen to me too much because I have one of the things where you put the medicines in and things like that with the little tabs, But a lot of people find that they do have some left over. And so again, even with that, I would say you fill it as soon as you can. And if you've forgotten to take one during that month, that one could be what you put in your safety, your little survival safety type thing. You could put that in also. It would be good if you're doing that, especially with things like that. If you were to at least photograph the bottle that it came out of to prove you have a valid prescription, that could be pretty good, pretty important. And whether you put it on a memory card or whatever, or just a little piece of paper with the photo on it, that might alleviate some concerns if all of a sudden someone says, well, this guy's got this with him, and it's like, well, yeah, and normally you're not going to carry a bunch of prescription bottles around, which would be the thing to do if you're traveling, and especially if you're traveling out of the country, is to have those prescription bottles with all that information right on them. But just something to think about there. But so you can do it with your prescription medicines too, and it could be something as simple as if you've got acid reflux really bad, why put up with having that for those 3 days when you might only have to have 3 of those pills that eliminate it for that time? Again, you're going to be, if you find yourself in a situation, you're going to be stressed. You're going to be frustrated. So why add something like that, encountering something that you don't want to encounter when you have a way to prevent it. So just think about that too as well, and look into that. Now, there are some services, and they're very expensive, but I can see where they'd be good. Say you know you're going to be traveling somewhere, and you just want extra medicine in case you actually get stuck there a long time. Like, say, I went to Haiti once, okay? And we actually ended up coming back a few days early because someone died in the families that were back here, my mother-in-law. But, you know, you go to an area where you're not going to find medicines readily. They have this service now where, I don't know exactly how it works, but it costs like $500. And, you know, you explain what you take to a doctor, you know, one of their doctors, the things that does this, and you eventually get back this kit. It's got your medicines in it, and there's enough in there to last for a while. And I don't know whether that would include all medicines you could be taking. I'm not sure, but they do have that service, and I can see if you were, you know, traveling into places where you get stuck that are really remote, that would make $500 would make really good insurance. And again, it's not like you're, you know, throwing the money away, because you could always use that. I mean, normally we have insurance that pays for the medicine. With these medicines, I think I know, you'd be paying the whole cost of them, not just a partial thing, because the insurance company's going to say you already have that. You don't need 60 of these a month when you're only prescribed 30 a month. But again, somehow they're able to get out around that, and you have these extra prescriptions so that, again, if you were to be in a place, you'd have that medicine with you. So there we go. And again, next time we'll be talking about some of the things like Tylenol, acetaminophen, which is Tylenol, aspirin, Motrin, and some of these over-the-counter things we normally think of as pain relievers or anti-inflammation medicines. Bye.